Morning, guys. It's Sunday, actually September 11th. Just thought of that. So um, I'm gonna put out a video here, and it's a little bit different from what we've been putting out. Uh, some have heard, some haven't. But on Wednesday evening, had just finished up, put up the last wall up on the second floor, and had three more rafters to do, and we're going to do them the next morning on Thursday. But we had a microburst come through here, and unfortunately, make it. It kind of uh, didn't fall like to pieces over, but kind of leaned over and just set itself down. The wind was so strong. We think it was up 80 miles an hour or something, had a burst or something, because our hay fields, which you can see is pretty tall grass, those were laying down on their sides totally, and the bus was shaking and everything. So the house did not make it through that big storm. We second guessing everything, but we think just plain old should have been a little bit more bracing. Well, a lot more bracing, let's put it that way. Or had sheeted the first floor at least, just to kind of hold it together. But we've heard stories where that puts a lot of pressure when you don't have your roof fully on and you're still building. So it's just kind of second guessing what we've done. So what we've done in the past couple of days is taken things apart. Luckily, we have a big 2,500 square foot barn, and we can put everything back in there. We got some banding, banding tool with some fiberglass banding, and it'll help keep the wood straight and out of the weather for the winter. So some walls are we're just gonna put them back up onto the floor, and we're gonna tarp that whole thing. I'm also gonna put some waterproofing paint, Thompson's water seal, on the subfloor, just to give it some extra. Not that it's gonna get wet, but you never know. It's gonna have 2-3 feet of snow over the winter just laying on it, and but we already have somebody was nice enough at my work to give me a tarp that they have that's huge, and is going to tarp that whole thing. So it's really nice of them to do that. But that's where we're at right now. We've been just coming out here every day and just taking parts and parts of it away, pulling nails and that sort of thing. But we're not like we're very disappointed, but also learned lessons, and I'm taking it in a positive way. And next year we'll put this up probably faster. Maybe we're already kicking around, maybe we can get a little bit of help for a day or something, and put a roof on in one day if we get enough guys or something to help out. We're just kicking things around right now. Nothing's it's so far off, but that's our plan, is to get back. But in the meantime, we'll still work on our property. We got other things that we can do. Like next year, we were gonna put our septic, which is right there. That's our septic line for the house. Now, we have a neighbor that has a trencher and a skid steer. He's gonna let us use that and rent it from him. And we figure we might as well get some of that stuff done that we're gonna do next year. And so it's just being flexible right now. And we'll trench that up to the house, so we'll have our septic all hooked up. Then our electrical, I also put in, when we had our electrical put in, I stuck an extra pipe in there to run a sub panel from the barn, where our main panel is, towards the house. It ran about 25 feet, but I just had the extra pipe, so I put it in there. It's been in there. We're going to trench that out and continue that all the way to the house, and probably stick the wire right through that we need. So that'll be in. And then also to get ready for our well, uh, we have our well in. We just use it at the barn. We have a hydrant right behind the barn that we use to fill the RV and do washing and that sort of thing. But we'll trench from there so we can tee off of there next year, or the well guys, and already have the pipe in the ground and have it into the house also. So, because everything for the well will finally be in the crawl space when the house is built and insulated, and you just can't let that expansion tank freeze or anything. So it's got to be well insulated. So most people put it in their crawl space or build like a well house for it. So we're just going to put it in the crawl space. We'll have that all trenched in and ready to go when we're ready for that. So just a bunch of different things that we can do. We're going to organize the lumber that we're taking into the barn so we know what walls, what cuts. Some of the walls are, like I said, whole and can be stood right back up. Those will stay back at the house here on the floor. Rafters are going to come down. We're going to do the roof a little bit different. We are going to do a ridge beam down the middle of the roof. We think it'll go a lot easier than hanging these rafters that we were doing, whole rafters for Shannon and I, and that's what slowed us up so much. We might have had this sheeted before that microburst came in on Wednesday. But anyway, it's been a couple days, 3-4 days now, so we're over the licking our wounds and just we're in cleanup mode, salvage mode, and then progress from there. But everything else will remain the same. We'll leave here probably around October 10th, I'm thinking, somewhere around there, and head east and to Tennessee, and that'll bring us to another project because we have 10 acres in Tennessee, and guess what? House is going to go up there. So maybe not this year, but a lot of planning and excavating and different things there. We're a little bit further behind there than we are here. So just wanted to. Oh, and one more thing. You got to think of the positives. We could have been up there. We had just finished for the day, and we knew dark clouds were moving in, and so we cleaned up. Nothing got damaged. We're fine and healthy. So you got to look at that. And then also, we could have been further along. We could have had our roof up there when it fell, and all that metal could have been bent and ruined or something. Whereas this just kind of laid over, and everything seems to be fine. And we're actually salvaging a lot of the wood. So just wanted to add that to it. All right, guys, a couple hours into salvaging, we were able to free this wall up and get Shannon's pickup out of there. Suffered some damage. Tonneau cover, that's trash, and then that wall fell, a beam fell right on that. But other than a couple scratches on this fender and that tail light cracked, we're pretty good. So car drives, so we'll be loading that up with lumber, because right now we're thinking all the trusses or rafters look whole and in good order. So we'll just take them back into the garage as we take them down, save them for next year. And then the walls were slowly taken apart, just cleaning up, trying to save as much of it as we can. So 3 days work, cleared the floor so we're expecting rain on Tuesday. It's Sunday, so not big, huge rain, a little percentage, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So we figure we'll try to paint this today, put that coating on that water seal. But just to show you all the nails, those are 2 big coffee cans, and those are all full of nails and screws that we've pulled out of wood. And Like I said, some walls are still together. Our beam we straightened up and it's still there. It's attached to the loft floor with hangers. There's still an ongoing plan as how to keep those two together and possibly put them out in the field, wrap it somehow for the winter. But these walls all got to come down in these rafters too, so before we can even think of that. But that's a couple days away. So today I'm going to concentrate on this junk, debris I call it, and sorting through that. So there you have it, guys, up to the minute. That last photo is from yesterday, what we got done. So today we hope to finish up cleaning up the wood, and then we have piles laying around out on the grass there, and we'll get those in the barn, get them all wrapped up into individual piles and banded so it doesn't, as it dries and sits over the winter, it doesn't bend and curl, and we lose some wood and more wood. But there we have it. So keep liking and subscribing, and we'll talk to you next time. Hopefully we'll be showing you a little bit more stuff that we can do. Like I said, the trenching, electrical, plumbing, and septic, and then also the grading of the ground around the house. We plan on doing that with the French drain, and we'll show you that process too. So there's lots to do. So even though this was a huge setback, everything's going to be fine, and we'll start again next year, and we'll be that much ahead if we get all this other stuff done that we want to get done in the next 3 weeks before we leave here for the winter. All right, see ya.